Kai lead us in.
Welcome back to episode 188. For the first time in the show history, I got the episode number right. And today, Jackson has an insane topic for us.
Yeah. So Epstein's woman was located, correct? I want to hear more about that. That's not really my topic. You were talking about this before the show started. I claim it as my own now. So what happened? Her name was Ghislaine
Maxwell,
right?
Yeah.
That's her name?
I also haven't read anything
Maxwell,
besides that she got arrested and presumably, of course the joke started. I went on Twitter and asked people, how soon do you think it'll be until she kills herself, supposedly, with 2 gunshots in the back of the head. Let me see, let's look up an article on how exactly she got arrested. Because this bitch was on the run for literally months. I feel like it's going to be a miracle.
It's going to be a miracle if they're able to pull off the fake not fake suicide. It was a real death, but it's a fake suicide. If they pull off the fake suicide again with the second person attached to the case, you're going to have to get creative here.
I don't know if this was accurate or not, but I read on Twitter they're putting her in the same prison Jeffrey Epstein died in.
Do you think? Imagine how scared she is.
His blood's probably still in that cell.
His corpse is just still hanging from the rafters.
Is that just a meat grinder prison or something that they toss these guys in to make Soylent Green out of them? I mean, what really bothers me is that Jeffrey Epstein has like 10 other associates still on the run. She was one of them. She's been on the run for months. When did Jeffrey Epstein kill himself? It was wasn't that last year, basically? That was a while ago. It was
definitely last year.
Yeah. And this bitch for all this time has been on the run from every intelligence organization on the planet, supposedly, but you'd think that every intelligence organization on the planet would could at least locate one fucking person out of those people if they were really trying and if they weren't in cahoots, which is, honestly, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but it's really getting suspicious just how little all of the intelligence organizations and how little law enforcement gave a fuck. We were kind of just told, the videos didn't work and the guards fell asleep and, we just looked the other way and we were trying to swat a fly in the control room and we didn't look at the screens for a second and then when we looked back, who's dead?
It was a perfect storm.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Oh well, there's nothing to see here. Don't worry about it. He hung himself with, a rope made out of toilet paper or something. And then for months and months, all of his allies have been on the run, and I've told you about this before, right? How envious I was that somehow these people have the ability to vanish off the face of the planet, with all facial recognition data these days, with everyone has a smartphone where even if you don't have a Facebook account, Facebook has an account of you and knows everything about you. How the fuck did these guys manage to, it's like, I read these articles, it's saying Interpol is looking for Jeffrey Epstein's friend, but they cannot locate him. He does not even have an email address, so they cannot serve him an arrest warrant. How? How does this guy not have a passport, a citizenship, an address, anything? How is he unfindable to you? No, you're bullshitting us at that point.
The world's big, though.
I think about
Where was she?
Come on.
Yeah, I think about that too. Let's say, out of nowhere, they just go to bumblefuck nowhere in the middle of goddamn nowhere, start their own little garden and little farm. How are you gonna find them? What tools are you gonna use to find them in this fucking meth shack?
An Amish community.
Jackson.
Yeah, exactly.
If they live there, there's no technology to track them.
Jackson, I mean, just think about that. Even then, don't you have fucking satellite imagery or something? Don't even Amish people still take car rides. They have these little loopholes where they themselves can't drive the car, but they can be passengers. They still go out into the city. They would still be visible. I mean, just think about the fact that El Chapo was richer than God and had a stranglehold on an entire country, and the US still managed to extradite him like a little bitch and put him in prison and keep him alive. You can do that, but not find this bitch for 6 months?
He was still running a massive organization. He had a lot of point of reference. But not this woman. They found Epstein. They got him.
After 3 decades, Jackson. After he's posed with the fucking Prince Andrew, it literally.
He wasn't being looked. He wasn't being searched for then. Or under investigation then.
No, he was.
I thought that was only fairly recent.
No, Jackson. This has been a decade-long open secret in Hollywood that this guy arranges fucking pedophilia for rich people. And he's been investigated for this shit before he's even been arrested before.
They're not tracking him. Bryan Singer is a well-known open secret about like having what is it, naked kid pool parties or something. What the fuck does he do?
That's my point. Could you find Bryan Singer right now, Charlie? Could you?
Yeah, just look at like some kind of Hollywood middle school. Probably find him near the dumpster.
I go to the nearest Smash tournaments. Whoa, teaser for the next topic. Hang on, okay, let's finish this one though. Throughout the nights, we'll take you live to South Dakota. Did they just transcribe the fucking... Jeez, this is long. Hang on, let me look up a better article real quick. Ghislaine Maxwell and Kevin Spacey pictured posing on Buckingham Palace's thrones on private tour hosted by Prince Andrew. I don't care. Detail the arrest. By the way, I don't like...
Wait, so where did they find her? Was she just at home? Did they even look at her? Like,
she didn't even leave the house.
Yeah. I mean, where would she go? The Sahara Desert? I'm confused as to where she actually...
No,
because you would have to buy plane tickets to go overseas or anything like that. So that's the thing. So that would be traceable.
That's another thing. Just until 2 weeks ago, the rumor was that she was hiding in a loft in Paris. Well-run jail local...
Where did this rumor come from?
I don't know, news sources, the same fucking news sources that somehow are incapable of doing actual journalism to find a bitch. What happened to that, by the way? Investigative journalism. Some mafia in Panama blows up one bitch in a car bomb and all of a sudden they all tuck their tails. Ghislaine Maxwell, the alleged accomplice of Jeffrey Epstein, is being detained at a New Hampshire jail where she's likely separated from other inmates and under constant surveillance, local lawyers say. Yeah, same kind of surveillance that Epstein was under, I'm sure. Separated. Nice.
Yeah, fuck that. If I was her, I'd want to be with every other prisoner possible so that they don't see me getting killed.
It's like, I'm good. I want to be in general population. I want to be in Gen Pop and have plenty of witnesses around just in case. I don't trust you cocksuckers. A source familiar with Maxwell's case said she's being held at the Merrimack County Jail, a medium security facility 20 miles from the luxurious home where she was arrested Thursday. 20 miles from the luxurious home where she was arrested Thursday. This bitch was living in a luxurious mansion. She wasn't in the middle of the Sahara Desert or at some deserted island or hiding in a cave like Saddam was, okay? She was yucking it up in her mansion for all these months. This child sex trafficker.
And it's probably a good tactic, like going to the, right under their nose. Oh, there's no way she's just hiding out in a mansion. She's clearly going to be somewhere else. We won't even bother checking.
From an investigative point, maybe they let her stay out and they were tracking her movements to see if she would meet up with anyone, and then they'd arrest them as well or something.
You've been watching a lot of movies recently.
Yeah. Except, the FBI and just law enforcement apparently is not that smart. This bitch could have shut up at school and they all would have went like, oh, well, kind of, we had a red flag on her, but we didn't expect death.
We actually watched her leave her house and go to the school.
And grab the gun.
We figured she was just going to pick up more children to pimp, but we didn't know she was going to shoot them. She's expected...
I'd be pretty surprised if she shut up for school, to be honest. That'd be pretty out of left field for her.
She's expected to be transferred to New York for a court appearance next week. Epstein was awaiting trial on federal charges trafficking minors when he was found hanged in a New York City jail in August. So, yeah, coincidence. Is there no other place that can send this bitch other than the same exact procedures that failed the first case?
No, because it can't fail twice. It's impossible.
Given what happened... yeah?
I was just going to say, Epstein's death was almost a full year ago.
Jesus.
We're coming up to his anniversary of his demise. It feels like it was yesterday. That's crazy.
Yeah, because the jokes never stopped. People want answers. Given what happened to Epstein and the special attention to this case, I would imagine there are orders from pretty high up to keep a close eye on her. Yeah, I bet. Said Andrew Winters. And
watch her if she commits suicide.
Yeah. Maxwell is likely in her own holding cell where she can be observed at all times, said Ted Lothstein, another Hampshire criminal defense lawyer. They're going to have her on the tightest security imaginable. Just a reminder that Epstein was on suicide watch. Jail attendant directed requests for comments to a spokeswoman, yada yada. The jail is a well-run and low-key facility. Vastly better jail than where she will be sent in New York City. Yeah, I bet. It's basically a suicide booth from Futurama when she sets foot into New York City jail. All right. Well, that's a gist of it, I guess. There isn't really a whole lot more info here.
So there's no real... So Was she actually involved in the day-to-day pedophilia of Epstein's organization, or was she just a secretary or something?
No, she's the one who supplied the children.
Oh, okay. So that's not a secretary.
No, she was a pretty high up his right hand woman, let's say. Well, fuck you, Ghislaine. I don't know. I don't even want her to kill herself. I want this bitch to speak in court, but we all know that's not gonna happen. I wish she would just name people.
You know what? Actually, let's make a podcast bet. Do any of us want to go against the grain and say she will make it to court to testify? Is anyone brave enough to take that stand?
Are we betting? Are we?
I'll do it.
Yeah, I think we should wager. Let's have a wager.
I'll do it. I'm going to predict that she goes up on stand and testifies, but just before she testifies, she explodes or something. something goofy like that.
She's assassinated with uranium or something. So I think
she combusts.
So I think least likely, but still likely, is she does somehow end up dead. Whoops. Or most likely, I think she will go to trial, she will testify, but she'll not actually say anything. It will be a mock trial. She won't actually name drop any of the people that she sold little children to, or that she helped Epstein sell little children to. So there won't be anything useful.
And then she'll get 6 months house arrest or something like that? Like she'll
possibly
get a plea deal?
Yeah, it may be like, 10 years with probation or some shit. And she'll get off either scot-free or even if she gets life in prison, I think this woman has been involved enough to know that it's in her best interest to not piss off the powers that she's been meddling with and working with. So she'll keep her mouth shut for the safety of everyone else in her life, possibly. I don't know if she has family, but yeah, and her own safety.
Yeah, I don't think it's ever even going to get that far. I'm pretty sure we're going to see like a repeat of last time. Like even if like the people that killed Epstein were just like, yeah, we absolutely murdered him, and they started laughing about it on a Twitch live stream, like what are you going to do? Like what's the next course of action?
So that's for the public?
Yeah, like just they did a public live stream like, yep, we killed Epstein. Now what
are you going to do about it, pussies?
So that's the fucked up part, right? We all joke, like, we all make the Epstein didn't kill himself joke. It's such a blasé joke now that we could, Ricky Gervais made the joke in the, I don't know if it was the Oscars or the Golden Globes or whatever, but we all joke around, but deep in our hearts, we do know that something is fucking fishy here, man. And they're about to get away with it yet again.
I don't think he killed himself.
And they can...
At all. I said, I don't think he killed himself at all.
I don't think anybody actually thinks he killed himself.
No, that's what I mean.
It started from a joke, but I think the joke is born in truth.
Yeah, it's a meme. Okay, I should have used the word meme. It's a meme, and we joke around about it. But in our hearts, we know something is wrong here. And even though we all know this, they're just gonna get away with it. No one's gonna keep looking into this fucking case. No journalist seems to give a fuck. No, I mean... Eric Weinstein makes a great case for this. It's like, why is there not a single journalist calling the CIA or the FBI asking for a statement, asking, hey, did you ever work with Epstein? Has he ever worked for you? Even something like no comment would do wonders. Even that would say a lot. They don't even do that, though. No one's asking.
Yeah, honestly, I think as much as Twitter sucks, I actually think Twitter does the most investigation of anything ever. Like, the actual people will investigate the fuck out of everything, more so than the actual official channels do.
Like, yeah, but well, then we get like the Boston bombing kind of shit where they over-investigate.
No, I'm talking about like getting answers out of people, not like just randomly Reddit detective some kind of grainy footage from a camera.
That still happens. I mean... Twitter is like 99% complete disinformation, obscure, intentional lying, but I understand what you mean, and that's how I feel too. That's one of the primary reasons I do use Twitter, because where are you gonna get your news from these days, right? Are you gonna go to Fox, to CNN? They all lie. So what you have to do is go on Twitter and get your news from, first-hand sources. Instead of reading a news article about a shooting, you can literally go on Twitter and find a video that somebody took while they were getting shot or something. You can get that first-hand experience, and then you can dig down, literally get the granular detail of what the fuck happens. But of course it's difficult to dig through, but the socialized news, it is very useful. It's immediate, it's real time, it's unfiltered. that has its upsides and downsides, and the downsides, it's that the overwhelming majority of the time it is all just complete lies, you know? Someone takes a 10-second clip out of context and all of a sudden they're a murderer. You watch the rest of the 5 seconds and all of a sudden he's just petting puppies or something. It's a double-edged sword.
We talk about a lot of things on this podcast, but there's something that I need to make sure that we all talk about right now. Because if you haven't heard about Anchor, then you need to know about the cast and
how he went to a party with a 16-year-old girl and they were drinking and she kept coming on to him and he's like, I know I shouldn't do this, but I couldn't help myself. And then he talks about how they went into the pool and she put his dick inside of her and she's 16. And he's like, damn, this is wrong, but I can't stop. And that's literally...
Like if you had sought legal advice at any point during these accusations, that would be the last thing your lawyer would suggest doing.
Yeah,
that is a written confession.
Is immediately confess is the worst idea you can do, innocent or not. If somebody, so pro tip to all the teens listening, one day people are gonna accuse you of some shit. Don't just immediately bow down, throw yourself on the ground and apologize and say, yeah, I did it. It's a bad idea.
It doesn't do anything for your case either. It's not like they're going to accept your apology, especially Twitter.
Yeah, that too. I mean,
it's not like any apology for these kind of actions should be forgiven. It's actual really terrible shit.
No, this was a 30-year-old man banging a 16-year-old. That's...
Well, my problem is...
it's statutory rape.
I mean, I don't care about these. How old was he, first of all?
30.
Oh, okay, yeah, that is extra creepy.
Yeah, that's what I mean. If it was like a 18-year-old or a 19-year-old, which is what I assumed most Smash players would be, I'd be like, okay, well.
Yeah, I was about to do the whole. You know, if he's 18, she's 16. That's not pedophilia, but if he's 30, that's kind of wrong.
Yeah,
so,
it's just wrong.
Well,
no,
it doesn't stop there though. Like a lot of them would write down actual crimes in their defense. Like another guy was accused of fucking a 15-year-old when he was like mid-20s or something, and he's like, I didn't know she was. Remember the Auntie one?
Oh, Auntie.
Yeah, so he was talking about how she another top player.
There's been so many of them. It's been so hard to
It's been so much. And then it was talking about like how the girl lied about her age on Tinder, met up with Auntie, and they fucked in a hotel room, and he said that she maintained that she was 18 the whole time. The problem is, though, he admitted to fucking her, and she was 15. He's in Florida, where it has a... God, what's the clause?
It's can't like a misbelief of age. That
that's right.
That doesn't mean anything basically to a court. Like even if you think that they're 18, it doesn't matter. You still fucked a 15-year-old.
That's fair. I think that's.
There are some states.
I think every state should have that law.
If someone lies to you?
No, but Jackson, if you've ever watched any To Catch a Predator, they always use that defense. They always go, "Oh, I thought she was 16, sir. But, she told me she was 18." And then you look at the chat logs and she's like, I'm 12, my parents aren't home. But they always lie and say that the girl claimed she was 18. And I totally thought that this girl who's 4 feet tall was 18, sure. So I think you should definitely have a clause in the court system to immediately toss out that excuse. You want to... Look, if you're having sex with a girl who's, where you're not entirely sure if she's underage or not, just ID her. Okay, at that point...
That's exactly what I said.
Not to mention, if you can't be sure, you probably shouldn't be having sex with her in the first place. But if you can't help it that much, ID the bitch.
I actually said that exact thing to Jackson. I said you just ID them. Yeah, just like the bouncer at the club, man. It's been wild. It has been absolutely fucking wild. So literally like all of the top players and personalities.
That's a good point from Sedby. What about fake IDs?
Yeah, one of our patrons just asked, what about fake IDs? What now? Girls are gonna use fake IDs to get into your pants?
I mean,
that's kind of...
They could.
You have to carry around a scanner as well. You have to have the counterplay.
Have a third-party witness.
How many? Yeah, notarized.
Who can type up their ID. Yeah.
A fucking fingerprint scanner like the cops have to make sure you don't have any arrest warrants or something.
If you're going to that level of protecting yourself, you should just get them to sign a document stating in writing that they're claiming they're 18 or whatever.
Yeah. Here's my sexual contract.
Yeah. There's just way too many loopholes and exploits and things. It's too convoluted, man. Like I said, if you think she might be too young, Just act as if she is too young and move on. Just play it safe.
I read a story about I think it was a 20-year-old who hooked up with a 17-year-old through like some dating app, Hot or Not, I think it was. This was a few years ago, Hot or Not, and they had sex. They met up and had sex and everything. Then the police went to her house and found out that she was 14, and now this 19 or 20-year-old, I don't remember how old he was, 19 or 20 though, he served 6 months in jail, and now he's on the sex offender list for like 25 years and isn't able to use a computer or anything. I think that's pretty fucking extreme for fucking someone you thought was 2 years like your junior.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. I think there's a lot of gray area with these kinds of things. Like if you're meeting up with someone on Tinder or something, you kind of assume that they're
not lying,
truthful first of all, and that they put their like you have to be 18 to use Tinder.
Yeah, I wonder if guys like that, if
know.
they would like, could you possibly sue Tinder if you were in his position for?
No, I doubt it.
Yeah, I mean, they're supposed to keep her off the platform, right, to begin with. It's like, isn't that like going to a restaurant, ordering food, and then getting food poisoning? She was on the menu, but she was poisonous to his fucking life, basically.
It's hard to know. Regardless, Auntie was, again, 30, right?
No. 30, so. He was mid-20s. Like, if the girl really was saying that she was 18, then that sucks. I'm just saying to write down that you actually did fuck her, which is a crime, because even if she was lying about it, it's still viewed as a crime. It's just such a silly idea.
Keep in mind, though, a lot of these guys, it's not just a case of, oh, mistaken identity, whoops. Yeah, some of them actually are genuinely pedophiles or pedrophile, whatever the fuck the Hebebophile. They have like the term for that in between a toddler and like a preteen, whatever the fuck they call it. I mean, we all remember, what was it, Austin Jeremy, that guy, the clap your ass cheeks
Austin
guy,
Jones.
where it was like, yeah, tell me you're 14.
Jones.
Tell me you're 14 and clap your ass cheeks at the camera. Yeah, okay, dude. I mean, that guy could have been in that community. And if he told me, oh, I thought she was 16, I'm not buying it. I don't think he did. She has her fucking retainer in. You know, she has a bow in her hair. She's playing with Barbie dolls. I mean, she doesn't look 17 to me.
He was demanding that they tell him that she's 14 anyway. So claiming that he thought they were 16 is not going to work regardless.
Yeah, so
you could do that too.
Maybe he meant to say 18.
I don't know, find an old-looking woman, just, you know, find a grandma, put some makeup on her, look at her only through your phone screen Snapchat youthification filter, and just make her say, I'm 14. Create legal child porn for yourself, you idiot. Don't find actual children. So these
you
guys,
should have seen some of the suggestions for the Smash community, though, Kaya. Some people were suggesting at tournaments from now on, anyone under 18 has to have X's on their hands or wear like a lanyard that's a different color, or like a uniform.
Do not fuck marks.
Yeah. And people were praising the idea, like, wow, it's a great idea. That way we can identify kids, but like, you don't trust your community that much. Yeah, you can't trust people to be around children in your community without trying to fuck a child. You have to mark
I mean,
them.
to be fair, like, what, their top 10, like, a significant majority of their top 10 have just been outed as like actual, and I mean actual pedophiles, like going after 14-year-olds.
I heard that one of them was literally the CEO of one of these tournaments, the guy running the whole
Mr.
deal.
Wizard, Evo,
I think. That guy, I think. So yeah, exactly. That was my point too. I don't know if we talked about this on the bonus or not, but last week the whole game developer community had the same Me Too, a wave of Me Too accusations. It's like the suggestions are always shit like, we need to unnormalize and get alcohol out of these venues. Open bars make people more likely to be sexually assaulted. It's like, it's not alcohol that's the problem. It's not children being children that's the problem. If there's, clearly it's the guys, who can't be trusted to keep their hands off the children. What's a fucking red mark gonna do?
The worst case was still Sin Pai or whatever her name is. And that was a woman. Like, that was by far the worst case in my opinion. She went after a 14-year-old as a 25-year-old. She was 25. She went after a 14-year-old. Which is, fucking awful as it is. But the 14-year-old himself looked like 8. So it is somehow even worse.
It was fucking gross, man. Like that, all of that senpai shit was terrible.
Yeah, that was definitely the worst out of this whole situation, and she's just kind of vanished, which is
so
smart.
she was smart. She didn't immediately apologize.
Implicate herself, yeah.
Oh, she's smart. See, that bitch is probably not gonna get in. Well, none of them are probably gonna get in trouble, but in a court case, she'd probably get away because she didn't immediately admit to the crime publicly. Not that she should.
But there's a lot of accounts of her doing that kind of shit, so.
Hearsay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, screenshots of private conversations don't really... I don't know how they hold up in court. I don't think they should, honestly. Not these days.
I don't think they do, and anyway, like, once you add it, like, once you post it online, it loses a lot of its credibility, since then you can claim that, like, it was just edited online or anything like that. Like, once it's out in the internet on Twitter, it loses a lot of its, like, you know, viability.
So I want to point this out too. So one of our patrons, Matt Mellon, just said they literally had a job where they can play video games for a living, the dream job, and they had to go and rape a child and ruin it. This is always the point that I make about these celebrities that get like caught fucking a kid or drunk driving or, you know, beating their wives. Is you have the easiest life on the planet. You are more comfortable than most kings and queens have been up until this time in history. It's like if someone gave you a golden car made out of pure gold and they tell you that you get to keep it if you can just drive it home safe. And all you do is fucking grind it against the railing and you drunk drive it into a lake. Like, you couldn't keep it fucking straight for 2 miles, could you? You have an easy life. Just keep it in your pants. You lunatic. You're rich and famous too. Like, you can... Another thing that, you know, people... is if you are a person, especially a man, in any sort of in the public eye, if you're a public figure, you get to fuck way outside of your weight class. Okay, there's way more girls who are suddenly into you. You don't need to fuck a 14-year-old, and I honestly don't see a reason why they would, unless they were specifically into kids. Because there's plenty of women who are of their own age with whom they could date. So that's what I don't get. Why are you so desperate?
What if the celebrity was 14 years old?
Okay, again, don't.
Are they allowed to, wait, they're not allowed to fuck a 14-year-old their own age?
Oh no, I don't. Well, I don't think 14-year-olds should fuck to begin with, but that's none of my business if a 14-year-old wants to do something with another 14-year-old. But it's like, so let's take that example. Is it Millie Bobby Brown, the girl that Drake is like kind of grooming or tried to groom allegedly?
Yeah.
The Stranger Things girl, yeah. So she has whole fucking subreddits dedicated to her, you guys. It's fucking creepy. There's grown men just literally doing nothing but posting photos of her in bathing suits, saying, "Oh, look at her, how beautiful she's growing." Dude, Reddit, I mean, like, can you stop banning innocuous subreddits and maybe do something about that? Work with law enforcement to maybe stop 30-year-olds from posting bikini shots of 10-year-olds? That would be nice. Oh well. There goes the Smash community. Yeah, so if anyone's not a pedophile and good at Smash, now there's an opening. There's a power vacuum.
Now's your shot at the big time.
Boys, before we go any further, I have to let you all know about
adults. Basically, it all boiled down to everyone in the Smash community thinks everyone in the Smash community is just gonna fuck a child if they're in the same room, so...
It's kind of proven at this point, though.
Yeah, I mean, there's data to back it up now, but even still, like, it's pretty sad. It's not like the game that's making pedophiles.
Then I'm telling you,
like, when you play Smash Bros, you're just gonna start kissing kids and shit.
Now, you can call it ass backwards or whatever, but the Muslims kind of had the right idea by segregating the genders, man. I think they saw that, dude, there's sort of a pattern of men molesting women. Maybe we should put them in different rooms in the mosque and let them pray in peace. Maybe the Smash community should do that if they can't keep their hands to themselves.
Aren't you allowed to marry 12-year-olds in the Muslim community, though?
Hey, you said it, not me. Direct all your bigotry comments to Jackson, please.
That's what I heard. These are just allegations of the Muslim community.
The Muslim community is about to apologize on Twitter. I know, I've heard everyone during the Smash tournament. So were these like open secrets that everyone knows? Did literally everything just come out all at once? Because it feels like everyone knew.
apparently most of the top players knew. Like almost every top player except for a couple that I saw at least knew about it and just didn't say anything, or they'd have an excuse for why they didn't say anything. And some of the excuses made sense because someone that was like close to someone involved would be like, look, just don't share this, it's very personal, etc. And they were young, so they just went along with it. But for the most part, it seemed to be like well known in the community. Also, Kaya, an interesting thing, and this has been the star of a lot of this controversy. Apparently, Sky had a house where a bunch of Smash Bros. Players lived, where it was like a ton of dudes and like 15-year-old girls that all lived in like the same house, like the same room. In fact, like 2 bunk beds in the same room. Where it's like a 15-year-old girl with like 20-year-old dudes. That's where a lot of like predatory shit came from.
I don't want to accuse him of anything. If you like, I don't know that guy. I think I used to watch his League of Legends videos. You mean that guy, Sky Does Williams or whatever?
Yeah, well, it's not like I'm not accusing him of anything except owning that house, which he did. I mean,
so he's
whether
like
or not he knows what happened
Jeffrey
in there doesn't
Epstein
matter.
of the Smash community, is what you're accusing him of.
Yeah, basically, he supplied this house for these Smash players, and a lot of terrible shit happened there. Don't know whether or not he knew
It's
about it.
not
But
Sky
that's
Does
not the
Minecraft,
point.
by the way. It's Sky Williams for everyone who's listening.
Yeah, I don't know what I said.
I mean, he doesn't go by Sky Does Minecraft, though. He's nobody now.
Yeah, well, still people in chat were saying at the moment.
Oh, yeah, no, Sky Williams.
He's welcome to come on to defend himself. Who's his Ghislaine Maxwell? I wonder.
You come implicate yourself on our show and say your
Publicly
Twitter
apologize
timeline.
immediately. So, I mean, I guess it's a good thing that these guys are, you know, if you've noticed, pedophiles, they're not exactly intelligent people. You know, they're stupid enough to fuck a 14-year-old and then brag about it in their DMs to other people. They're dumb enough to immediately admit it on social media. I guess that's a good thing, because they do immediately admit it instead of, you know, pulling shifty tricks to deceive the public.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. I guess the only positive there is like they didn't outright deny it. They just folded like really immediately. So there was never any like wiggle room, you know what I mean?
I usually hate the folding immediately strategy when people are getting cancelled, but it's usually over, you know, frivolous shit. I hate it when people, like, someone will accuse a celebrity of, not even a celebrity, like some nobody, some complete nobody YouTuber with like 10,000 followers will get accused of liking a homophobic tweet 10 years ago, and he immediately apologizes, makes this lengthy screenshots from his iPhone Notes app as if he had just torched an orphanage. Like, my man, just don't apologize. Tell him to suck it. You're perpetuating this.
People can grow over the period of 10 years as well. Like, holding people accountable for shit that they said or did 10 years... Well, unless it's like murder or rape or anything. 10 years ago, though.
For an opinion.
It's pretty...
For an opinion, come on.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking extreme.
You have even in the court system, we have statutes of limitations for a reason. If you steal a fucking loaf of bread 20 years ago, no one's gonna... You can't be fucking arrested for that anymore. Nobody cares. It's done. Let alone opinions.
Did you know the statute of limitations also apply to like violent crimes? Well, not I don't know about murder, but like violent crimes, like what these Smash players are being accused of. Like there are statute of limitations with that kind of shit.
How long?
I didn't know that. I thought like 10 years, I think.
Statute.
Well, they haven't quite reached that point yet, but yeah.
Some of them might have.
Wait, you're saying statute of limitations, like if the statutory rape happened 10 years ago, it's no longer a crime? Like it expires?
That's what I read. I could be wrong. It's American law, so obviously I am not a lawyer.
Apparently, yeah, it's true.
Well, even still, none of it's been 10 years.
Yeah, that's also... None of them
Was
are
right?
10 years by the sounds of it. Your Honor, she wasn't born then, when I molested her.
I applied for a mistrial on account of my victim not being born yet.
She's too young. She does not know what she said. She was 4 at the time, Your Honor. How would she know? Man. This, I mean, fuck me. It's like, you guys remember Amos Yee or whatever his name was? There was this YouTuber kid who was like, yeah, who was defending babies giving blowjobs. He said, like, if you pull your dick out in front of a toddler and he touches it, that's consent. He was arguing this unironically. You can probably still find the videos on YouTube someplace.
there's a ton of people that now use that same argument for why it's okay to fuck dogs, about how dogs have this ability to consent by wagging their tails. It's fucking disgusting. Thank you, Twitter.
It is fucking disgusting.
God, it's
anything under the age of consent cannot consent legally and morally. Like, and there's no dogs that are over the age of 16, 17 usually. And dogs just can't consent in general.
Thanks for clearing up that confusion, Jackson.
I'm not a lawyer.
That's a joke I sometimes make. Is like, do they think in dog years? Like, if it's a 3-year-old fucking dog, do they think like, oh, okay, well, it must be 21. It's legal to fuck this bitch. No, it's still an animal. Stop.
I actually think we're on a fast track to have bestiality be commonly accepted. Like, there's a ton of it on Twitter. And there's already that like movement where...
What circles are you running in? Bestiality I've never seen any bestiality on Twitter.
Are you serious?
I'm pretty sure he means the furry community, which it is rampant, Jackson.
No, not
furries.
even.
That's completely different.
Not even. I'm talking about like the splintered community of furries that actually do have sex with animals. Like, that's pretty big on Twitter too. The zoophiles. Like, their shit gets...
Who are you following?
I don't follow them. I just find them. I like looking at those.
So you're looking for them?
Well, no.
You like looking at the zoophiles?
No, I like going to those fringe communities and learning about it, like the people that do pup play and stuff, and then from that kind of shit, you find things like on the Twitter, the zoophiles community, where you'll have posts about, how we'll be accepted into these movements in only a few years because it's okay to love who you love. It doesn't matter. It's consensual, this and that. And then you'll have like 1,000 something likes with all the comments agreeing. Like, that's right, brother. We're on our way. Soon we'll look back on this 20 years and think of how barbaric it was that we were prosecuted for our love of fucking animals.
Yep. And children. It's fucking crazy that those guys get to have Twitter accounts or social media accounts. But then again, you have to remember, half these fucking people work at those social media accounts. Right? I mean, they hold positions there. Half of them are fucking programmers at Discord and Twitter, probably. It's like Silicon Valley's infested with these people. Societal
opinions seem to shift ever increasingly faster and faster as to what's right and what's wrong. Like, what's that comedian's name? The guy the big one, Seinfeld, Jerry Seinfeld. Mm-hmm. He dated a 17-year-old when he was, I think, like 35 back in like the 1980s. And everyone was fine with that then. Nowadays, he would be executed.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good kind of progress, but then there's the other kind of progress where, you can fucking put a 9-year-old into drag makeup and make him twerk in a gay bar for money. And somehow you'll have media articles written about how woke it is and how awesome and progressive. It's like, no, it's not. This creepy. Fucking stop. All right. What else we got? Jackson, have you finished The Last of Us yet?
No, I don't. I haven't yet.
Oh, you motherfucker.
I'm close. I don't want to hear any spoilers.
Okay, damn it. I wanted to talk about it.
I'm so close.
Okay, we'll save that then.
Next week.
Although
I do want to hear more about Shane Dawson, though. I didn't actually read up into anything about Shane Dawson, just that he had drama with that Taddy Westbrook, I think her name is, as well as Jeffree Star and James Charles from last year. I'm not sure how what's happening with him ties into all of that.
Well,
Charlie?
So Shane Dawson's drama just stems from his old weird videos. He, like, a lot of his videos used a lot of blackface characters, a lot of like racist shit, and a lot of defending pedophiles. Like, on a lot of the little podcasts he'd do, he'd talk about why it makes sense for people to be pedophiles. And he'd rationalize pedophilia being okay.
Wait, holy shit, that sounds like Harden.
What?
Yeah, no, it's actually pretty fucking weird stuff. And he'd go on these live streams that were predominantly filled with kids, and he'd be like, how many of you are naked right now? I'm feeling kind of horny and stuff like that. And he had like this 13-year-old girl suck on a popsicle stick talking about his cock. And
whoa, okay. Yeah, that's weird.
He also, and the thing that's really got him in hot water in like the mainstream's eye is there's a clip where he was jerking off in front of the Will Smith's daughter, the one that sang Whip My Hair Back and Forth. Willow Smith, I think her name is. He was like jerking off in front of her picture, talking about how he loved that song and loved her. So then Will Smith's family went on Twitter to attack him.
Well, like actually jerking off?
It was No, it was a bad joke. He was like
Well,
joking
yeah,
around.
that's the
it
joke,
wasn't
though.
actually joking off.
Yeah.
But it's still an uncomfortable joke, even for that time period, I feel.
Yeah.
Oh, when was this?
So, 10 years ago.
10 years ago.
ish.
How old is the daughter? I thought she was like 10.
No,
She
she's like
was
20.
10 back then.
How old are Will Smith's kids now? I thought there was, for some reason, I pictured them perpetually as these little dweebs who make pseudo-philosophical tweets on Twitter. Like, if mirrors aren't real,
haven't
how
done
are
that-
souls real?
That's their brand. That's their brand.
They haven't done that in a
were-
long time, though, but they're early 20s. I think both of them are early 20s now.
Holy shit, really?
21 and 23, probably.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I am old. God, this hurts right now.
It does hurt, right, Kaya? That fucking sucks. It's terrible.
Fuck me, no way. Oh my god, she is 20. Well, she's about to turn
Yep.
20, I think, but still. Well, thanks.
So I was around her age when he was joking. Do you think he could have joked off over? Well, not over me, but like over. Well, yeah, over me at that age. Do
If
you
you-
think I would have been as attractive to him as Willow Smith?
If you called into one of his live streams, I'm sure he would. Yeah, he used to. So during like live streams and shit, he'd have like kids on the screen. He'd be talking about how hot they were. He talked about like really hot 6-year-olds on Instagram. Like this, you had a chance, Jackson. You had a real chance.
I literally only
Damn,
saw
I
one
missed out.
video, and I was gonna give. I didn't go into it. I didn't dig deep because I didn't care enough. But I just figured, oh, that's just like a tasteless, edgy joke that someone must have taken out of context. What it sounds like, what you're telling me is that no, there's an actual pattern.
It's a pattern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that sucks.
No, it's really just weird, deplorable shit. Like, you know, I'm all for like not going through someone's
Edgy.
past to like cancel them on old jokes they made, but this is a really weird area of what you could even consider a joke. He also is the same guy that ate out his dog, or like gave his dog a rim job.
What?
I can't quite remember what it was, but
Wait, what? That's an actual.
yeah, like he.
That's a pretty big jump from a joke to a fucking.
Well, the joke
sex act
the
on
joke
an
was,
animal.
I'm gonna eat out my dog, and then he did.
Is it
It's
evidence?
fuck-
That's not a joke. That's not at all a joke.
That's not a joke then.
A
That's
cat,
just a
a cat.
statement.
It was a cat.
It's like if I said I'm gonna make a coffee. That's not a joke. If I'm drinking coffee.
Oh wait, is that the he comes on his cat?
No,
thing?
no, this is
'Cause I remember
this
that
is
from
totally
last-
separate. He ejaculated on his
Oh,
cat
that's-
is one, but this is a
This
different
poor
one.
cat.
This is something different. It was a cat though that he ate at, I think.
Oh, that is the same guy.
was
And
something-
he apologized and said that was a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, I vaguely remember
I mean,
that.
it's.
God, just
I'm
fucking
starting to
don't,
think
man.
that's not a joke now that there's actual evidence of him eating his cat out. What the fuck? Oh,
Just pro tip to any future video makers or YouTubers or anyone, really. Content creators, video game players, just you make all the edgy jokes you want. You know, I like edgy jokes, I have nothing against those, but try not to involve kids or dogs in your like don't actually do anything. I don't even care if you joke around about it. I don't care if you make a fucking creepy sex joke about fucking dogs. Just don't actually own a dog and imply that you did it with that dog. Because then it becomes really suspicious. It's like, you know, everyone's gonna start thinking, oh, wait, did he actually?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, I mean-
his shit's weird. I don't. If that's what he was doing 10 years ago, I don't know who was watching. Because I feel like even kids would be scared by that kind of shit.
no, it was absolutely.
no,
kids.
I-
I remember watching
Kids are
Shane
fucking
Dawson
stupid,
when I was that
Charlie. They're
age.
gonna watch that. They're
Yeah.
idiots.
But even as a kid, who's gonna watch this guy talk about eating out his dog or cat?
Are you
whatever
kidding
the
me?
fuck,
It's
I don't remember.
if you're a fucking 12-year-old,
Yeah.
that's the funniest thing to you. It's like, oh my god, you eat
a
dog
gold
poo
mine.
poo.
Fair. I mean, I guess fair.
It's potty humor, basically. I mean, it
So
seems to
he's
have
making
worked.
wacky noises.
He got all the fucking 10-year-olds in his yard.
True.
Allegedly.
including me.
Allegedly. We gotta say allegedly to everything we've talked about today. Because I don't want to get in trouble.
Well,
with
yeah,
this
it's
fucking-
Apart from the Smash community, who again outright declared their guilt on Twitter. That's not allegedly anymore.
No, it's still a
Yeah.
blanket statement of allegedly. They could have been lying.
They could have been under duress.
Thank you for immediately admitting your crimes, you dummies.
I still don't think they'll be prosecuted over anything like
The
that.
only one I think might actually face criminal charges is Senpai. I really feel like she might actually face the court system for what she did.
Yeah, but you're saying she's the only one who didn't admit it. So I doubt it.
Yeah, she's the only one that hasn't publicly gone on Twitter to admit it, but according to some tweet that I saw, they are handling it legally with Senpai or something. They were talking about how they actually did serve her something over what she did. So that's why I feel like hers is going to be like the exception where something actually does happen in the criminal justice system.
Should probably get a slap on the wrist.
Yeah. High five from the judge.
It's the classic case of, 30-year-old teacher gives her 12-year-old student blowjob, gets off scot-free because the judge declared that there was true, genuine love between the two. Fuck you.
I see that so often, yeah. I saw that the other day, actually. That exact same thing about how this woman, I think it was in the UK, was fucking some 12-year-old or 13-year-old student, and she didn't even get any kind of repercussions because the judge was like, yeah, they were clearly in love.
It happens constantly, man.
Wild.
And then it's like everyone, all the guys in the comments are always high-fiving going, nice, yeah, even if it's true, and, even then, boys and girls aren't the same. The boy isn't gonna be as traumatized by getting a blowjob as a girl is gonna be if her male teacher had penetrated her. Which, even if true, that's not the point. She's a fucking adult, he's a child. She's in a position of power. She's not supposed to do that. I don't care if the boy loved it. That's not the fucking point here. She's a teacher. She's not supposed to do this. There's not supposed to be anything besides a formal and not at most friendly relationship between a student and a teacher. That bitch needs to lose her license. You can't have teachers just, what the fuck?
The age of consent is actually raised over here for teachers.
Really?
I love that fact. Apparently for teachers in Australia, it's a little bit older, just to make sure there's no foul play.
That's actually kind of funny. Like, how much older?
We leave high school. No. Like, we leave high school at 17 over here. So it doesn't, age of consent is usually 16 here, apart from in like one state where it's 17. But if you're a teacher, you're not allowed to fuck anyone under the age of 18 still.
That's more than fair.
And yeah, I mean, that's definitely fair. And also, another fun fact about Australia is that at least in Queensland where I am, the age of consent for anal was also 18, whereas vaginal was 16, and it only got changed like last year. So you kind of had training wheels for a little bit until you were allowed anal.
You had to level up first, get the battle pass.
Yeah. So, I mean, what do they count as anal? Like full-on penetration, or can you just still fuck her in the pussy but put a butt plug in?
No, anything to do with the anus.
If your nutsack even touches the asshole, you're prosecuted.
We found one of your poops on her ass. Into jail you go.
They changed it because apparently it was discriminatory towards gay people, which, yeah, fair enough. If gay people aren't allowed to have sex until 18.
I didn't even think about that. See, there's just so many fucking angles to all of these sex laws, and it's just the easiest way to avoid all of them. People just don't fuck kids. How hard is it? They're annoying. Why do you want to fuck kids? Have you ever seen children? They're repulsive. They're annoying.
I was thinking about that the other day. When was the last time any of you guys have ever talked to someone under like the age of 20? I genuinely can't think of the last conversation or even like any kind of interaction with someone under 20 that I've had.
I have family members. I have nephews. I have nieces. They're adorable. I love spending time with them and babysitting them. But if someone touched them or even got the idea or somehow told me, oh, your niece is a little hot, I would kill that guy. It's just such an innocent... Like, when I say they're annoying, Charlie, at the same time, you have no idea just how innocent those children are. How silly and just naive and innocent little... They're puppies. They're literally just as dumb, high energy as puppies. That's basically all they are, intellectually speaking.
That was wholesome. Wow. Kaya loves his family. Get a load of this loser. Dude loves his fucking family. Are you kidding me?
Not my family, but I have... I don't know if it's technically my niece. It's like my cousin's daughter. But she's the most adorable, you guys. I mean, holy shit. She's like 2 years old or something, but she gave me baby fever. Like, that was the first time in my life where I went, holy shit, this is so fun. I want a daughter. This is awesome because she's the nicest. So there's a gigantic difference between boys and girls. Boys are like these little Tasmanian devils running through the house with their snot-nosed faces. They can still be adorable, but, they really get on your nerves. They're super high energy, because they just have too much testosterone for their little bodies to bear. Whereas girls, she's just such a little angel, man. She sits on the couch in her little dress, watches these stupid kids' cartoons where it's like a cow going moo moo and then, teaching her numbers or whatever the fuck, sipping out of her sippy cup. And she like immediately learned my name. She was like, Uncle Kaya. And then I started juggling for her to entertain her, and she was so fucking entertained. Like, oh my God, it was like the wonder in her eyes, you guys. Like, she thought I just created the universe or something. Her mind was blown. So she would run up to me, grab me by the finger. Clown. So she would try to hold my hands, but her hands are tiny, so she could only hold one of my fingers, and then she would drag me to her other toys, lead me to her other toys to make me juggle those too. And she would giggle and clap every single time. It was so adorable. Holy shit. Like, that I can deal with. Man, like that's the moment in my life
30,
which
now
was,
you want kids and shit.
That was like 2 years ago. That one experience of, I think my cousin was out and my, his wife needed, I don't know, I was just supposed to babysit the little girl, and, with the wife, she was there too. But the one experience in my life, it was life-changing. That made me go, okay, I want kids someday. This is nice. I can do this. I'll even put up with the gross parts, with them getting sick and waking you up 10 times a night and having to wipe their asses. I'm okay with that.
That was wholesome.
That was wholesome.
I didn't expect that from the conversation about pedophilia. That's kind
No, I mean, that's the part of it, though. Yeah, man, to just... Charlie, I don't know. You really have to keep in mind just how innocent kids are, and how
yeah.
Just these people, that's why I have such a gripe against fucking pedophiles. That's why I'm not pro vigilante action, but whenever I read something about like the Alaskan Avenger who goes around killing pedophiles, yeah, I'm for that. Honestly, even if it's extrajudicial, even if he doesn't really technically have the authority to take a human life, I don't consider a human, man. If you hurt that little thing, if you have it in you to hurt children, I don't care anymore. That just it's open season on you. Fuck you.
I think there's always going to be two unforgivable sins, at least to me, which is child abuse and animal abuse, and both for the same reason, just being truly innocent.
Child abuse and animal abuse, and sometimes I get shit for lumping the two together. It's like, Kaya, are you really putting an animal's life on the same level as a human's life? That's not really the point, though, right? The point is that these are innocent creatures that are entirely defenseless, and that there are sociopaths out in the world who somehow have it in them to hurt these innocent, defenseless creatures that just can't do anything about it, who've not hurt them, who've not done anything. They just want to exist and take naps, basically. And I don't want to live in the same society as those people. I think they're dangerous individuals. Agreed. I don't see the point in keeping them around. What's the point? Why? Why even in prison? Why even keep them in prison? I don't want to feel like, dude, I wish we lived in a society where I could just let my child roam in the neighborhood and go play with her friends, right? But now you have to worry about, what if a dude in a van pulls up to her, next to her? That's why I'm wildly against the idea of having outdoor cats. I wish I could do that, but I also know that I couldn't never stop worrying about, what if my cat just runs into a fucking sociopath that kicks her? Or does worse?
Yeah.
I can't deal with that. And whenever we do catch those people, I think we should promptly take care of them. None of this 10-year court case, 20 times, spending 20 years on death row shit. No, just fucking promptly give them a court case, take them out back, kill them, put them in a mass grave too. They don't deserve a name. They don't deserve to be remembered. Fuck these people. That got
that's like some Dr. Doom shit.
To grim again.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what Dr. Doom did in one of the timelines. Dr. Doom eventually created a utopia, not to get like Marvel nerdy on you, but I thought it was a cool timeline, where like all crimes like that would immediately be punished by death, just capital punishment, and he eventually created a utopia this way where everybody and everything was perfect.
I mean, of course, I understand. No, I mean, I understand you can't immediately just kill people, and due process is still a thing. But once, in those few cases where everything is pointing in the right direction and that there's no more reasonable doubt, You know, like the pedophile is filming himself with his face, taking selfies, and like with the children, and there's like 500 terabytes of video evidence of him committing these crimes. Okay, why does he still need like 10 years of a court case? Why are we fucking pissing away man hours trying to defend this guy? For what? Why? So maybe he can get life in prison instead of a death sentence? What's the fucking point?
I don't know.
Okay, that's my soapbox for the week.
Slippery slope. I guess that's the only reason it could be. That once you go on that path, you keep kind of pushing the what do you call it, the goalposts until you're executing people that you think might have stolen something from.
Yeah, the Overton window.
Convenience store.
Yeah, but yeah, again, those aren't. Never theft, never anything. I agree with Charlie. It's like just the worst things. Hurting the innocent. You know, if you're hurting somebody who's disabled, a child, an animal, if you rape them, or if you kill. Those are
really inhumane shit.
Really inhumane shit where I actually had like an idea for it. This has probably been done before, but like a fun movie idea that I had that I would have loved to do if I was, you know, a billionaire. Like we talked about on the last bonus, I think, what projects we would fund. No, that was last week actually, wasn't it?
No, it was a couple weeks ago.
Anyway, one thing I would fund is like a movie about how when you hurt somebody, when you commit any crime, you don't get punished legally, but you only lose the protection of the same crime, basically. You lose a right. So let's say you kill somebody. What happens is that you lose the right to live. That means the police isn't going to arrest you. You don't have to go to prison. But if someone else now kills you, that's not a crime for them. It's allowed to kill you. So if you get raped,
that's some anime shit.
You can't be raped.
All right, so what about if you're, like to take this back to the thematic purpose of this episode, it seems. If you're a pedophile, what happens then? Because you're no longer a child, well, so you can't
that's
really
still
have
rape.
someone...
That's still rape, so if that kid's
now children
dead,
can prey on you.
Yeah.
Well, according to the Smash community. No, but, so, you know, if that kid's dead, wants to hunt you down and hold you down, fuck you in the ass until you bleed to death, that's legal.
Wait, no, that's murder. That's different.
Well...
Yeah, wait, whoa.
He needs to give you a good time.
Okay,
yeah,
I have not worked on the
You've
script.
broken your own rules.
I'm just saying, I think it would be fun to... The concept of, you know, it stems from the golden rule. Treat others as you want to be treated, right? So however you treat others, they will now treat you that way. So if you steal from someone and then, you know, somebody else steals your TV, you no longer can call the cops to bitch about it. They'd be like, well, sorry, sir, you lost your theft protection rights 2 years ago, it seems. You stole a banana. That's out of shit.
Is there a statute of limitations on this? Like they can only steal from you for a year? Because I can see that being extremely
I'm okay
annoying.
with that too, yeah. For like genuinely terrible shit like murder, it could be 10 years. For minor stuff like, you know, if you get caught shoplifting, maybe people are allowed to cut you off and take your wallet for, I don't know, like 2 weeks. You know, minor shit.
I think it has I don't know how you're going to pull this movie off, Kaya, but if you need a name, I think Golden Rule is a great name for it.
That is a cool name.
That is a great name.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, I'm open for funding. Netflix, Notch, Bezos, Elon. Kanye is now running for president. If you want to drop that fucking stupid idea and just give me some money for a cool movie.
Wasn't he always running for president?
He was saying 2024.
It's an official campaign now, Jackson.
No, he was hinting at it for 2024. You know, dipping his toe in now. Apparently, he's announced it on Twitter, which I'm sure it's just a publicity stunt. But
announced it for 24, or is he going up against Trump for
2020? He says on Twitter.
But he likes Trump. I don't understand.
It could be a publicity
stunt. Does he still
stunt.
like Trump?
Oh yeah, he does. Probably. I think. I mean, this would bury Trump. I don't want to get too political, but I mean, it would be kind of fun. It's at this point, let's not pretend like there's any sort of dignity to the process of electing American president. So let's just throw that idea out the window. But I mean, it could be fun to have a candidate who's not a 70-year-old senile pedophile or a immoral fucking handsy fat dumbass fuck. So yeah, go ahead, Kanye. Fucking make Elon Musk your vice president. Let's see it happen.
Yeah, it'd be great.
I don't care.
Let
anymore.
it ride.
I feel like America is just kind of like a social experiment at this point anyway. Let's just see how it ends.
I have pretty high hopes if he does run of him winning.
Who, Kanye?
Yeah.
I don't think he'll end up running. So, okay, we have 2 bets this
It probably is a
episode.
publicity stunt, but I think he'd win.
You genuinely think he would win?
I actually think he would win, 100%.
He could. There's definitely a possibility, Jackson. Trump won. People laughed at that. Yeah. Watch as the mainstream media says that Kanye has like a 0.01% chance of winning. What a ridiculous idea. And then he blows them out of the water. And then all of the next 4 years, you're going to have to be dealing with the United States of Kanye or some shit stupid fucking album that he's going to record instead of actually leading the country.
Better than playing golf every day, though. I'd at least like something in return, like a new album for his time, not spent leading the country.
Like Kickstarter.
It's like...
But independents never win, right? They've never won.
Yeah,
Even Donald Trump had to become a Republican.
Yeah, but independents have never been this fucking filthy famous. He could win. It's always possible. Nothing is impossible in America again. If he does, it's going to be like, President Kanye, there's riots in the streets. The country is on fire. You'll be like, you know what's fire? My next tape, bro. Just wait until tomorrow. It'll soothe the souls of all the... Blah, blah, blah.
Just give me a stage out there. I'll put this to bed.
Just give me a stage.
All these presidential statements and stuff will be raps. That'd be sick.
It'd be like the Hamilton play, just talking in raps.
See, I'm down for that.
Yeah, honestly, I am too now. I don't give a shit. I'm Australian. Fuck, I don't care. Anything that happens in America is just entertainment, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 2 bets.
Not for you though, Charlie.
2 bets we have this episode. Will Ghislaine Maxwell make it to her court case? And will she say anything important?
Yes.
And will Kanye actually end up running?
No. Those are my 3 bets.
I'm going to say
yes, no.
I'm going to say yes to Kanye running and no to Ghislaine making it to court.
I'll say Ghislaine will make it to court, say nothing important. She'll just say she didn't know anything about it or whatever and just accept like the best deal she can get while saying the least she can. And Kanye will not run. So we can revisit this in, 3 months, 4 months until the election? Until then, I'm sure Ghislaine will be either dead or,
She'll be running for president.
That would be a nice twist. Okay.
Yeah. Kai, did you want to mention the shirt that we've got going up this week? Because this episode doesn't come out to the end of the week, so it might be worth mentioning it now anyway.
Fuck me, yeah, you're right. Yeah, we're making a new shirt based on the idea of human beings bred to wanting to be eaten. So look out for that. You can go to official.man/merch to get it. It'll be up by the time this episode has been edited and airing. So go there, official.man/merch. And if you do buy it, send us a photo of you wearing it. And maybe we can finally start using our Twitter accounts and retweet stuff. Yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah, we'll put it up in the episode.
Go check it out. It's made by our own resident Discord moderator and artist Crom. Great art.
Oh, that was made by Crom?
Yeah, he's a great artist.
Yeah, fuck.
And by that time, I think we can also put it on Screen Jackson if you want. So let's make that happen.
Yeah, it might be on screen right now. Well, it will be. Yeah, it's on screen right now.
Get a shirt, get a mug.
Oh, look how good it looks.
Whatever, I'll try to put it on everything as I can. Maybe even a fucking mask so we can wear it.
The plan for us is to kind of update our merch store more frequently now. We want to put out like a relevant design every couple of weeks or so.
Yeah, we're going to dust it off a little. All right. Go there.
Yeah.
Official.man/merch. And for our Patreon, you can go to patreon.com/theofficialpodcast for official episodes. Oh, by the way, to mention, we're going to, in the future, consolidate the tiers into the $5 tier. That means we're going to like soft lock the $15 tier. Let's say, for example, so if you're in it, you don't have to get out of it. You're not going to lose any of your perks, but all of the perks from all tiers, the $1, $5, $15, $25, they're all going to be now in one tier, the $5 tier. So for just $5, you can get early access to episodes, bonus episodes, and we're also thinking of making exclusive merch for patrons only all of that stuff. We're gonna make it a soft transition.
It just kind of
it's
simplifies the whole process. Yeah.
So we're not gonna. No one's gonna get kicked out of their tier, by the way. So if you're in the $1 tier, don't worry. It simply means that we will prevent Patreon from letting new people sign up to, say, the $15 tier. The $5 one will be the only one you can use. Check that out if you would like to support us. If you've noticed, we didn't have ads this episode. You know, sometimes we have a low week like that, so your support actually does keep us alive. And you get almost, I think we're up to 58 bonus episodes. Gonna be celebrating 60 soon.
Holy shit.
58 hours of bonus content for you if you haven't already signed up to patreon.com/theofficialpodcast.
Man,
that is
think of how many
insane.
Think of how many bonuses we've actually done, because that's 58 in the updated format from like a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And then we had, I think, 40 post shows. So yeah, there's about 100 extra episodes to go listen to over.
Holy
Yeah.
fuck, I forgot about that. Holy shit, that's a ton.
There's all, and again, if you sign up for the $5 tier,
We've been doing this for a while, almost 4 years, right?
you get a
Almost 4
convenient
years.
RSS feed with the main episodes and the bonus episodes all in one. So if you're using the podcatcher like Podcast Addict or whatever, they'll be all in the same feed. And we have the Patreon Discord. Live chats. People always post relevant links and funny memes in there, so you can join us during our live shows. Okay. And we will see you guys next week, unless you're a patron, in which case we'll see you tomorrow, actually. So.
I think you've invented the next big science discovery. We need little men that want to be eaten.
Why does it have to be little men?
Because then we can talk to them and ask how they want to be eaten. And
This was... Until then, I'm
Which I actually did order from Postmates right before this podcast. Timmy, stop. I'm chilling. I ordered. It's not focusing, guys. Wait, hold on.
No, it's focusing on the food. That's okay. Focus on the food. What'd you get, Lily? Ooh.
I got a poke with a lot of noodles in it and an egg, and I got spam musubi as well.
Okay. Fed, what did you order?
Spam musubi, of course. Excellent
really
choice.
like that spam musubi.
Oh, there's kimchi fried rice over here.
Yvonne's
Kim-
scared to take socials. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Kimchi fried rice. Now,
Yeah.
did you guys make sure to order locally to support your local business in these difficult times?
Yes, of course I did.
You could get your favorite food sent to your door. Oh my god! Wow, Yvonne's next to me doing socials. I'm getting really nervous right now.
Oh, do we have a code? Ask Yvonne before she leaves. Ask Yvonne before.
But anyway, yeah, Postmates and
Postmates.
Honestly, I've been ordering off Postmates the entire quarantine, so it's like,
sure.
you know what? I need food. I get food. It's through Postmates.
Yeah, I have Postmates Diamond as well.
Yeah, you did.
I'm just kidding.
Postmates.
There's
there's
no
no-
I was
Diamond.
gonna say,
Got him. I was trying to see who's fake, you know.
I also got strawberry juice that I almost finished. Oh, I am so full.
Alright, so if you want to order food and not cook and not interact with other human beings, check out the link in the description below and download Postmates today. We did it, guys. Our first ever sponsored podcast.
Was that our
read.
first sponsored?
podcast? Yes, that was the
Wow,
first
that's
one.
pretty
We made
amazing.
it big, boys.
Hell yeah, about that. Got time.
All right, so let's get it started today. We have some random topics to kind of lead the discussion, but obviously we will always deviate when we feel like it. Anything new with you guys? Let's start with Lily Pichu.
Wait, why me?
Let's start with Scara because Lily
Okay,
Pichu.
fine, me. Okay.
Let's start with Lily Pichu.
So, I started playing Minecraft. It was really fun. Okay, Scara.
That's it.
That's it. She's playing Minecraft.
Look, for me, I'm coming to understanding that I need certain things done for me. You know, I need laundry done. I need to do my laundry, and that's why I'm wearing this. It's not Christmas, okay? This is a Christmas
Holy
sweater.
shit. You
It's a
poor-
little bit out of season, but it's a little comfy, so I don't really care. But you know, what do you guys think about delivering? You know, having laundry delivered to your place.
So I
You don't
ju-
like it,
I just got that done today.
dude?
How much clothes
I
do
think
you
it's so worth. I think it's okay. If I do laundry every 2 weeks, which is on average usually what happens if it's not quarantine, I have to spend like $30-something, $35 for like a couple pounds of laundry every 2 weeks for them to fold, clean, and like organize it and send it back to me.
Laundry for $35.
Fold, clean, throw, and wash my laundry. Yes, and have everything organized for me for $35. For me, I'm like, that's a win. That's like I say like a 1 to 2 hours of headache for me. I could be streaming. I'm just relaxing, you know.
If you guys need your rooms clean, I do it for like 50 gifted subs.
Lily, that's way more expensive. That's $250.
I don't.
I mean, but like you're taking, she's like losing money by doing it, and like time.
Well, okay. Can I
and, like,
can I stream it?
Yes,
Can I
and
stream it on my
and I'm in
stream?
main outfit.
Wait. I can stream it on my stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I did.
That's what Fed did. I like put on a maid outfit, and then while he was streaming, I just like cleaned his room for like an hour straight.
A maid outfit, you say?
Completely worth.
How? What does the maid outfit look like? There's a lot of different ones.
It's just a standard black dress with the white thingy. I don't know. You want to choose? If you want to choose, that's an extra like 10 subs.
Yeah. So you're telling me I can choose the outfit?
Yeah. But within reason, obviously.
What does that mean?
Michael approved.
Lily, you're an independent woman. You shouldn't need permission from your significant other on what you can wear.
There we
You're
go.
right. It's 2020.
It is
Mhm.
2020.
Pick whatever outfit. I don't give a fuck.
All right, Fed. Anything new with you?
Just kind of still on the grind, streaming every day. That's about it. Nothing.
How many
else.
subs are you at now?
21.
He's
21.
gonna buy us all dinner.
Is that more than
Oh,
Pokey, it was at I think 28.
You guys are rich.
No,
Yeah, you guys are
this is
fucking
only 1 month.
rich.
This is 1 month for me, guys. Okay, it probably won't last. You know.
Fed, your 1 month is worth more than 8 of my months last year.
Oh my.
9
God.
of my months last year.
Actually, it's worth all 12 months of all 12 months put together for last year is 1 month for me this year. It's
yeah, isn't that like insane?
Yeah, it's fucking.
All right, wait.
That's so many subs. Like that's great. Wait, what is this?
Oh yeah. So Lily, do you approve of any of these outfits?
Oh, Scar linked a French-made lingerie costume.
Oh my God, Scara! What the fuck?
Okay.
I was gonna show this on the recording.
Yeah, we'll have the editor pop this up, but it's all just gonna be blurred out.
Yeah.
Hubba.
You're gonna get banned too.
Oh wait, if there's anything, if it's gonna be anything like Fed stream, getting banned just means I'm gonna come back stronger.
His maid outfit is a maid outfit, but with the boobs cut out, so the breasts are just exposed.
Okay, so there are 330 million people in the United States. Do you ever think about how there is likely one person out there whose favorite fruit is an apple? So they bought stocks in Apple and ended up becoming an accidental millionaire. Did Sean write this?
Sean did write these.
Okay.
Sean, of course, wrote this.
Sean thought.
All right, let's do the second topic. That one's more easy to talk about. What's the luckiest thing that's ever happened to you besides OTV?
Oh.
I mean, when you think about it, the miracle of birth is lucky because as a sperm, you're competing with like
millions,
a million other sperm. Like you're like being born, you're already like 1 in a million because you outswam the other sperm and you wriggled your way into the egg and fertilized it.
Okay.
What's some lucky things that happened to you guys? I mean, being streamers and being OTV is obviously lucky to be in that position. Temmie?
Yeah. She's the best dog ever.
But it's not lucky.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that's lucky.
But like all the circumstances that led me to get to her, maybe I don't know. Did you know I had the choice between Temmie and her brother, her twin brother, and I originally wanted the male one because I thought male dogs bonded better with female owners and vice versa.
Oh, true.
Because all my friends had like male dogs, you know what I mean? So I wanted the male, but then like they took him really fast. So and they're like, "Do you still want her or not?" And I'm like, and you have to make a decision. Someone else is gonna want her like ASAP, and I'm like, fine, whatever. And I just YOLO.
Wow, that's actually crazy. And look at you guys now.
I'm inseparable from her.
What if the twin brother was actually a better dog and you just never found out?
I don't want to know. I wonder like what her brother is doing because they look identical, you know. Yeah.
So if you had a crystal ball and it showed you what your life would have been with this other dog, would you look into the crystal ball?
I would like to see like a what if situation. Though I always wished I had a crystal ball that allowed me to see like any sort of what if situation. What if I never joined offline? For example, what if I did this? What if I majored in this? Like I would like to know how my life would have panned out. That's cool. Wouldn't you guys want to know? Like what if?
Oh, let me ask you this. Would you look at it for the purpose of your ex relationship? Like what if I stayed with this person? What if we never broke up?
What if you did that and it shows you a lot happier?
Oh my.
Like, what if I stayed with my ex and you guys are fucking both like super happy soulmates, blah blah, but in the present it can no longer be? Maybe it's because no one has this sort of crystal ball.
Yeah, like I don't know if I would want to look into it.
Yeah, fuck that.
I don't think I would want to look into it either.
What about you, Scar? Would you look into the crystal ball of what ifs and regrets?
You know, they say ignorance is bliss. I think if I looked in, I could be okay regardless if I see it. Like if I look in and it's like, yeah, you know, if you did this other thing, you would have found the girl of your dreams and being a multi-billionaire. I look at that and be fucking sad, and then get over it.
But
You
you
know?
don't think every day you wake up and be like, "Fuck, this could have happened." Every day you wake up, fuck.
Nah, dude, I get over this shit so quick. It's one of my greatest strengths and my greatest weaknesses. I get over shit like this, dude. If you wrong me in like the worst possible way, I'll be over it in like a
Hey,
week.
Scar, let's talk about your Twitch contract real quick.
You know, I'm already over it.
Are you
I was
sure?
over it in a week. Yeah, I'm in a week.
I mean, I'll put it like this. You know, if you want to renegotiate your contract, the best time to do it is now, because, you know, not that I promote capitalizing off a pandemic, but if you look at viewership for streams, everything's up like 200. Like viewership has almost tripled. Like Scars has like increased by 1.5 times since the start. And it's like, you know, it's terrible.
Like if Feds is increased by like
Oh, yeah, let's look at Fed
15000 times.
Yeah,
Like,
it's insane. I mean, I hope this quarantine's over soon, but hey, I'm doing okay while it's going on.
okay, all right.
Speaking of Fed, you recently were on a Twitch dating show, a la The Bachelor style.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Sorry, go on.
Let's have Fed set it up. Like, what's this Bachelor show?
Well, okay, so it's a Bachelor, and basically it's sort of The Bachelor, except basically there are 10, 11 girls, and before the show they choose love or host. Okay, and it's kind of my job. Each round I have to eliminate one girl. Okay, and I'm out here looking for love, but I'm also out here looking for people who chose host. It's kind of like Mafia, you know. I want to eliminate the people that chose host because I want to find love. And the show was really good. I had a really good time. Very, very entertaining if you haven't seen it. But you know, the last round was kind of crazy. I chose the girl that I thought was the most like fun and fun content wise. I wasn't out here looking for love, if I'm being completely honest with you guys.
Okay.
Yeah. And I picked her. And she chose host, which I half expected that. And then she picked host, so she won the show. She won the show already. Like she was done. She could have just walked away with her bag. You know, her 72,000 viewer host, the biggest Raj show ever. Just saying. And she called me ugly and unattractive, and like I didn't fucking give a rat's ass, dude. My whole chat calls me roadkill every fucking day. Like I don't give a shit.
Okay.
But she said that, and I was like, hey, it's okay. And then the whole chat like exploded, like, what the fuck, that fucking bitch, man. And then like my Mo came in, Pokey came in, like Miz came in, like Slicker came in, like what the fuck? Like it started this huge like thing. Yeah, she got a lot of like flack for it. Like she lost like basically like 95% of the hosts, and like most of the viewers came to me and Jade, who was second, which was kind of crazy. I lost. I was like, wow, okay, I'm gonna have a pity party, but no, it felt like I won. And yeah.
Dude, I think Fed's out here getting W's on the daily. I swear to God, man, it's actually insane.
Yeah, I don't actually know.
Like, no, this is it. I go in the morning or in the afternoon. I'll go and like see Lily and Michael. We'll talk. We'll chill about our day, and I'll see you. And you're coming downstairs with these headphones, and you're like, it looks like you're on the grind. Every time I talk to you, like, yeah, dude, I'm about to do the Bachelor, about to do this. By the way, you know, I just broke 20,000 subs. No big deal, dude. This is just a Tuesday for me.
No, I'm still kind of like not used to it, but it's I'm trying to take advantage of it.
Yeah, that girl got roasted. Lily, what was your reaction when you found out this girl called Fed ugly in front of 70,000 people for real no reason?
My initial reaction was like, nah, there's no way.
Yeah.
I just didn't believe it, I guess. Because I was like, I remember that entire day I was playing Minecraft with Michael. And we were having like a chill time, you know, farming like wood and like making our house, picking flowers. It was really cute. At the very end, I'm like, all right, let's check Reddit for, oh my God, what happened? And then my chat's like, oh my God, someone called Fed ugly, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what?
I didn't know it was even a big deal. You know, they're like someone called Fed ugly. I'm like, that's his chat, dude. Ooh.
Yeah, I think it was just like circumstances, like it wasn't appropriate necessarily to say.
Yeah.
Granted, she called girls like bitches and like whatever during the show. Like, yeah, I think it's fine, but
Just like her, she was